Welcome into my live stream. In this live stream, I want to talk about how to get debt-free funding opportunities, how to be best prepared for them, and where you can actually find them. Now, I'm usually a girly that's always on live, so if you didn't watch this live stream on time and you didn't catch me, it's a-okay. Subscribe to my channel and make sure you turn on push notifications so you won't miss out on when I'm going live. So welcome in, you guys, to the live stream. I wanted to do this live stream later in the evening, I believe, for you guys, and this is definitely past midnight for me here in Nigeria, so that way I can give you all the opportunity after work or whatever you're doing to come in and ask me any type of questions. Now, before I get started, definitely want to, you know, extend my support and love and prayers out to those victims who are being affected by the, the fires and stuff. Okay, so definitely praying for y'all. And as soon as I get some information about any grants or any disaster funding opportunities that you guys have out there in California, I'm definitely going to bring you thorough information that you need. Okay, so let's get right into it because I don't want to waste any time. I've already kind of, I'm always going over this stuff, but if you're new here, welcome in, friend. Okay, I'm going to teach you about some debt-free funding opportunities. So yeah, that's exactly what I said, debt free. You can get like a grant or free money up front to start a business or to continue on your idea or your seasoned business. So if you have an idea and you want to start a business, well, there's companies, entities, and charities and sponsors that will give you the money up front. But see, there's a thing to this. You can't just go and ask for this money or just put in the application for it or request this money and magically it drops in your bank account. You got to be properly structured. And in most cases, grantors, investors, lenders, or third party sponsors definitely want to make sure that you are a well deserving entrepreneur for these opportunities. So let's go over step by step what you need to have prior to applying to these opportunities. And then I'm going to show you exactly where you can find grants and investment capital opportunities and all kinds of cool stuff, okay? So I actually created a spreadsheet, all right? And I'm going to drop the spreadsheet in the chat. So, and also I'm going to put it in the description so that way you don't miss out on having this spreadsheet. But this spreadsheet I created is called the business setup list, okay? And I'm going to go over it step by step, kind of explain a few things to you. And if you have any questions, definitely drop them because I want to answer questions as we're going, okay? I want to make sure I don't miss out on anybody's questions. So welcome in. Hey, how are you? Yeah, it is 12:30 here, 12:30 a.m. So I'm already on Saturday and you guys are still on Friday, which is really cool. Okay, so let's get down to it. And yes, you guys, to give you just a rundown, right, before I get into this business setup list, you can always book a one-on-one consultation with me. In most cases, I've noticed that you all have a good idea, but you don't have it properly mapped out or a proper execution strategy that makes sense for another lender, a third-party sponsor, or an investor. You may think you have it all figured out, but on paper, it just might look a little bit unprofessional. So you can always book a one-on-one consultation with me. I'll drop the link somewhere in here so that way you guys can, go ahead and book and, we can take it from there. Okay, cool. All right, so let me get down to it. All right, so I want to put this link in the description. So it's going to be there for you guys. And then I'm also going to show you a little bit so you can kind of see my spreadsheet, okay? All right, cool. Let me show you. All right, so this is my spreadsheet. Hold on, because my camera's a little dirty. 1 second. All right, that's much better. Okay, so this is my spreadsheet. I created this spreadsheet so you can have full directions, step by step in chronological order, how to make sure your business is properly set up in 2025, and also make sure you are, in position and qualified for any funding opportunity. So this is just a generic, general step-by-step things that you need to have. If you have all of these things, you're properly prepared for any funding opportunity. That goes for loans, lines of credit, credit cards, grants, investment capital, incubators, and accelerators, all kinds of great opportunities you have, okay? So the first one, as you notice I have here, is a business plan. Every business needs a business plan. Every idea needs a business plan, okay? It's very important that you have one of these. Even when you are applying to grants, they're going to start to request this. And also, I want to be fully transparent with you. When you are applying to opportunities and they ask you certain questions, well, having a business plan will serve as that answer key to make it much easier for you to navigate through that application and to be as polished, professional, and thorough as possible in those answers. So it's very important that you have a business plan. Also, it shows business professionalism. Another reason why you should have a business plan is because it's pretty much like a business roadmap, and it gives your team reassurance on the goals you all should be reaching within that time frame. So you need to have a business plan. I did provide a quick AI tool in my spreadsheet that you can use that will help you get your business plan completed for less than $100, like $20, okay? All right, so the next one I have here is a business pitch deck. Okay, so what is a pitch deck? A pitch deck is pretty much the PowerPoint version, you know, like the slideshow. That's like the PowerPoint version of your business plan. However, you're only going to speak about the key factors of your service or product in this pitch deck. You don't want to be super thorough. You want to be direct, clear, concise, and very comprehensive so that the other party can clearly understand what your product or service is. What's the problem? How are you solving that problem? What's the timeline of your business roadmap? Like if you were to get, let's say, $50,000, what's the timeline of you using that money, right? What's the actual funding requested amount? Okay, and then how can they contact you? So the business pitch deck is something very sweet and direct. It needs to have pictures, your logos, and all that good stuff, okay? It's aesthetically appealing piece. Now, the next thing you need to get started on, all right, if you're a startup and you haven't gotten your LLC and all that good stuff, is a business address, all right? Now, I talked about this a little bit earlier. So a business address, yes, now in 2025, you can use your home address. Just want to let you know before we couldn't do that. Now you can, because a lot of small business owners are actually going for like loans and business credit opportunities. So the lenders actually want to know exactly where you're located and where you're doing business. So that way they can refer to that address and that location anytime they need to do some sort of collection. Okay. All right. So the business address, if you are having a home-based business, let's say you make candles at home, you make body essential oils at home, you might, do work at home, right? You can have a home-based business, It's okay. You can use your home address, okay? So, but if you don't want to, you can always use virtual offices like WeWork. All right, I love WeWork. WeWork, Alliance Virtual Office, if they are in your area, as well as Regis. But the key to Regis is because Regis is so global and so worldwide, it's best that you get a lease agreement with Regis, especially if you're going for certifications like Minority Business Enterprise certification, the SBA 7A or 8A certification, or you're going for the Women-Owned Small Business certification, right? So those certifications, right, federal certifications that you get, they require you to have most cases, a brick and mortar. Okay, and brick and mortar is a physical location. Well, with Regis, if you sign a lease agreement, you'll have the physical paperwork needed for you to pass on in your process of getting that certification. Okay, so I just gave you a little hack on how you can get through that. But in all besides that, you can definitely use your home address now, especially if you are like a home-based business and you're doing you're producing at home. Okay, cool. Now, next, we have the business phone number. The business phone number can actually be used by your cell phone provider, right? Especially if you have Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, and AT&T is like my favorite. Let me tell you why. AT&T is really good about reporting business credit. Yes, that's right. I've had a business like a line. This phone right here is still with AT&T, even though I purchased my own toll-free number for you guys to use. So, yes, I have a toll-free number, but I'm also developing my business credit consistently by paying my small AT&T phone bill up under my business name. Now, this is really easy to set up with AT&T. And if you already have a personal AT&T cell phone account, you could just simply switch it over once you have your LLC and EIN number. and it's for free. Okay, really dope. And you get all of the same incentives, if not more, by being a business account under AT&T. AT&T is super amazing about reporting to business credit reporting agencies like Dun& Bradstreet, FICO Small Business Scoring Sector, Small Business Experian. So yeah, all right. If I had to choose out of the cell phone providers, it would definitely be AT&T. But if you don't have AT&T and you have like Metro PCS or T-Mobile, Boost Mobile, whatever, okay, that's fine. See if you can get like a business account, switch over whenever you can, and then you can, add a line, right, and use that line as your business number. All right, so you can do that, or you can visit phone.com if you don't want to, go through that hassle. And phone.com is usually about like 20 to 40 bucks a month, okay? Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's see. Beanie says, for a t-shirt business, should I trademark the slogan printed on front of this shirt before launching the business? Thanks. So, how I feel about trademarks, and this is me personally. In most cases, lawyers will tell you you need to do all of these steps that I'm telling you as well as trademark. But this is my thing. And I'm like a realist, and I'm just like I come from a hustling background. I'm from Miami, so I'm just being open with you, transparent, and this is going to be opinionated, okay? But not advice. Okay? I don't have a trademark. I've been in business for 9 years and I don't have a trademark. Why? Because simply I don't see the purpose in it. And the reason why is because even though I am my own brand, I haven't scaled to a certain part or a certain amount or a certain amount of following or a certain, like, I haven't gotten to a certain part yet or reached a certain goal to where it's needed, right? To where I am afraid of someone else stealing my ideas, stealing my brand, stealing my voice or my sound or whatever the case may be. I'm not known yet, right? I'm known a little bit, but I don't have like a million followers and stuff like that for me to worry about a trademark. So in your case, right, if you are just starting, think about how much it will really cost you to develop that trademark and do it like upfront. On average, a trademark can cost you about $2,000 or more. Okay. And so if I was in your shoes and I had creativity and I made t-shirts and stuff like that, I wouldn't trademark instantly. I would put the shirt and the product out there first to see if people actually even want it. Because what if your designs suck? Then you just paid thousands of dollars up front and you have all these t-shirts and it's not selling simply because it sucks. Nobody cares about it. There's no awareness around it and it's not good. So what I would focus on instead of a trademark is the basics, which is pretty much what I'm going over right now, the LLC, the EIN, the basic stuff, and then create the designs, right? Put it out there. Try to use some net term accounts like Printful, Shirtsy that will actually like, as long as you have the graphics and stuff like that, they would print for you and then they will print the shirts for you and they will ship it out. And they have really great quality, shirts and stuff. So like I said, Printful, printful.com, as well as shirtsy.com. I've used them before. I've used both of them. Good quality shirts, right? They do dry fit, all kinds of different types of, cloth. And yeah, I would just put the product out there to see if it's like needed and to see if people are actually interested in it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to give yourself a chance first. And then also, it's really cool because you're starting to generate revenue, right? And if people like it, they will go ahead and like buy your product. And then guess what? You will eventually raise the money enough to be able to trademark your logo and stuff. So I say put it to the test first. Make sure you prove to yourself that your designs, your t-shirt designs and stuff is actually like, it is marketable. Okay. All right. But you can do it, and then you can trademark. But that is what I would do. This is not legal advice. When you get a trademark, you have to go through a trademark lawyer, and they will give you legal advice, and they will tell you, like an attorney will actually tell you, yeah, you need a trademark. This is just by the law. But I'm telling you from a hustler standpoint, from an entrepreneur of 9 years, yeah, get the money first. Prove to yourself that you can be a good entrepreneur, a good marketer, a good salesman, and then take it from there, because you don't want to waste so much money up front and then you get demotivated once people don't buy your products and you're like, what's going on here? And you feel like the world's crumbling on you. You know what I mean? That's a depressing state to be. Cool? Cool. All right. It's a way to trademark whatever the business creates without trademarking each individual design. Is it a way to trademark whatever the business creates without trademarking each individual design? Like marking the business so then whenever whatever that company creates, it creates it is protected. Okay, so no, like if you're gonna trademark, you're gonna fully trademark, and you go through a trademark lawyer, and that's the best way. That's the best thing I can tell you. I have no experience in that particular field. I don't. I have no experience in doing filing a trademark. I have no experience in purchasing a trademark. I have no experience at all. The best thing I can do for you guys is to navigate you and tell you to visit a friend of mine. She is the Biz Lawyer on Instagram. Um, Her name is Rosanna Pierce. Okay, she is actually the top five, trademark attorney, right, business lawyer, and she always, she's always filing business trademarks and stuff. That she does it for celebrities and all kinds of people. So, and she's quite affordable. All right, so her law firm is called R.L. Pierce firm, and you can follow her at the Biz Lawyer on Instagram, okay? And she will give you all the information you need. She has like classes, she does speaking engagements and stuff. So any trademark questions, you can always ask her. But just to give you general, just answering our friend here, that's just what I would do, okay? Cool. All right, so moving on. You need to have a business website. All right, business website needs to be done, and as well as a business email address, professional. So the business website, it needs to be the domain specifically. A domain is the address, right? So it's www.mycompany.com. That is called a domain. Now, you can get this domain from GoDaddy.com. I love GoDaddy. I know some people say GoDaddy can be a little expensive, but I like GoDaddy. And the reason why is because it's the most convenient, aesthetically appealing, comprehensive place that I can go to, and I can comprehend everything on the screen without feeling like it's just too techy. Okay? So GoDaddy.com, perfect place. You literally search for your domain. And usually when you're searching for your domain, you will put like your company name in there. I just so happen to be like super like, I don't know, I like verbs. So my business website is superchargemybusiness.com. I've always had, these really catchy websites, right? When I did credit repair, I had powermycredit.com. And then after that, I had expandmywallet.com. Now I have superchargemybusiness.com, right? So I'm always doing stuff like that, but you don't have to be like me. You can use your business name. Simple, and just move forward from there, okay? Cool. Now, get your domain from GoDaddy. And what's really cool about GoDaddy is they have artificial intelligence tools embedded inside the website that will automatically publish a free website for you. Something very simple, short, and sweet that's kind of like a coming soon page before you decide to hire a website developer to do a full-on website for you. So this will serve as a really good purpose when you are trying to get funding, especially if you are going for like a marketing grant, a grant specifically to help you with your web design, to help you with your business brand and all that stuff, okay? Excuse me. And yes, there's a grant out here, a marketing grant you can get specifically for marketing, okay? You can get a grant for anything, and I will get to that in a minute. Okay, so what I also like about GoDaddy is that when you are in the process of purchasing your domain, and on average a domain is about like 20 bucks, all right? But when you're in your process of purchasing your domain, GoDaddy asks you, do you want to have a professional website email address? And you want to click the little yellow box and say yes, okay? Now, once you click that box and say yes, usually It's gonna like either generate it or you can create it yourself, but in most cases it'll generate it for you. And it will be like info@mycompany.com. See, info@mycompany.com is a professional business email address. In most cases, you want to use that email address when you're going for funding opportunities, shows business professionalism and commitment. All right, so you want to have those things. All right, and then moving forward, after you get your business email, then the next thing, and welcome in, friends. For those of you who are just coming in, we're just going over the business setup list that I created. It's a spreadsheet. All right, I put the link in the description. All right, so, but this is what we're going over, and we are here where actually we just went over the business email. In this spreadsheet, I also offered you guys some like really cool links that I think are really cool, like I use. Like I set up a whole bunch of different businesses just recently, so I just decided to create this list so it can be very like convenient for you guys and you could just have reassurance. All right, so business EIN, let's talk about it. So you need to get your business EIN, which is really cool. Think about your EIN as like your business social security number. You need an identification number with the IRS so that way Uncle Sam can know who they taxing. All right, that's just the American way. So get your EIN through irs.gov. It is absolutely $0 to get, okay? Cool. Now, once you do that, your next step will be getting your articles of organization. Articles of organization can be a LLC, which is a limited liability company. It can be an INC, which is an incorporation, or it can be a S corp. All right. Now, what's the difference? The difference is how you're taxed and also how the business is formatted, right? How the business is set up. For limited liability companies, you would be more considered as a member, right? So an authorized member. It's like a membership, a partnership, right? Some states don't have LLCs, some states have LLPs, limited liability like partnerships. So but it's pretty much that. And you're taxed on what you earn from this company, all right? You are liable for what happens under this LLC, all right? But in the INC world, in the incorporation world, it's set up differently. All right. That's when you have your founder, your president, your vice president, your CEO, your COO. Right? That's when you have all these amazing, beautiful titles. But everybody who has those titles share a piece of this company and they are all taxed on the share that they own. Okay? So that's the difference between the both. Now, what do I recommend as a startup? Get an LLC, and I'll tell you why. Some of you all have fallen into the dark woods of sole proprietorship. Let me explain to you what sole proprietorship means in the business world. Sole prop simply is a professional word and vocabulary for you are a side hustler. Yep, that's what that means. That means you're not fully committed. This is not your mainstream of income and you're not trying to make it as well. This means that cook dinner and sell plates out your kitchen. You might braid hair in your kitchen. Or you might simply, cut grass every now and again, wash cars here and there, do a little mechanical work, a little bit of plumbing work, do a little bit of cleaning, might clean a couple houses and Airbnbs here and there, but you're not fully committed to it, right? Sole proprietorship is really a professional vocabulary word for side hustle, all right? Now, I don't like those, and banks don't like those, sponsors don't like those, grants don't like those. Nobody likes sole proprietorship because you are not fully committed to the business journey. So having an LLC will open up so much more doors of opportunities for you. So it's important that you fully commit and get the LLC if you are a startup. And also, the reason why I say get an LLC as a startup is because you're not like a big company yet. You're still in your startup phases. So those annual fees won't cost you so much versus having a S Corp or versus having an INC, right? So, our friend said, what about a C Corp? C Corp, S Corp, INC, all the same bracket. All the same thing, okay? All the same thing. But the difference between having a corporation and an LLC, and also I want to say, is that I would only go to have a corporation if it was two of these things. two of these factors, right? One, I would own a incorporation, right? An INC or S corp, whatever, up under the corporation umbrella. I would get a corporation. Once my LLC, my business, my current small business, has reached about 500 employees and we've hit 7 figures annually. Okay? Now, two, I would start an INC if I plan to use this INC or this corporation as a investment corp. Investment corporations is when you would have, let's say, my last name is Clark, so it will be Clark Investments Corporation, and then my Clark Investment Corporation would own multiple LLCs. So you know how you guys see that umbrella thing? And it's like, yeah, that's when I would do the corporation thing. Would I do that starting out? No. Reason being is because every article of organization that you gain, you must pay an annual fee to keep it active. Imagine in your startup phases having to pay for your corporation annual filing and all of your LLC's annual filing that isn't generating any money yet. Understand? So we got to be strategic and we don't want to fumble the bag before even getting it. So let's be smart on how we move. If we have a plan to do the umbrella thing, if we have the plan to do that and do a trust fund and things like that in the future, well, let's reach a certain income goal. Let's reach a certain goal in our business first before we decide to transfer our LLCs and before we decide to scale and move forward, okay? We got to go in steps. We got to go in steps, okay? All right, so what if you do have a DBA for the other companies? A DBA is pretty much doing business as. It's a fictitious name. Fictitious name is another vocabulary word for nickname, right? Pretty much a nickname. So if you have a nickname for the other companies, what if you do a DBA for the other companies? I mean, it's your choice. You're just simply doing a nickname. But who cares about the nickname? That's just extra filing that you're doing, that you're paying for, that just doesn't make any, it can make sense if you have like a long name. So for example, my business is Superior Business Development Solutions, but I can own a DBA that says Superior Solutions. But I don't, because why would I pay for the DBA? Why would I pay for the DBA? You know, it's going to be Superior Business Development Solutions. That's just the name of it. The logo will be a double S like it is. And, you know, it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to waste my money on a DBA. I have to invest my money into my product and service. We want to keep the business setup fees as low as possible. We want to show that we're resourceful and we can make something out of nothing. So, after we get the articles of organization, what I have here, the last couple of things, is really for you to develop your business credit. I have one on the list that you can do your BOI report. Now, that is definitely optional at this time. There's been so much like back and forth with the whole BOI report situation. So this is officially, it's up in the air still, but it's officially optional if you want to submit it. Personally, I have submitted mine live on YouTube. You guys see the video, it's still up. And that's it. All right, I don't feel bad about it because I want to make sure my business is protected in the event that somebody tries to apply to any funding opportunities under my business. Okay, so, and then the next step is like doing your 411 directory, your Google My Business profile. You want to do those things so that people can Google you and you can be searchable. And then you want to do some other things like once you get your LLC and EIN, you can go to the bank and get your business bank account and stuff. Now, you need to have a business bank account, especially prior to applying to funding opportunities. Rather, it's traditional banking, like traditional lending opportunities, loans, lines of credit, and credit cards, or grant debt-free opportunities like grants, accelerator, incubator programs, sponsorships, and crowdfunding, right? So they won't fund you directly. Mm-mm. They will not put the money in your personal debit account. Mm-mm. No, absolutely not. This is business. So they will only put the money in your business bank account. And if you don't have a business bank account, then I'm sorry, I regret to inform you that in this business world and in the banking world, the day you start banking is the day you start operating in business. That's how the banks look at it. The day you start banking is the day you actually start operating in business. Yes, you have a start date or a filing date, right? You have a filing date for your LLC. But you didn't get active and operational until the day you start banking. Why? Because how could you have possibly made income, whether it's cash or whatever, without having a business bank account? Are we like halfway committed? We can't be that. So you need to have a business bank account, even with grants, okay? I've seen people like fumble grant opportunities simply because once the grantor wanted to fund them, guess what? They like, oh snap, I didn't know I needed to have a business bank account. But bro, you've been having an LLC for like the last at least 6-7 months. You mean to tell me when you plan on going to the bank and make yourself official? So you got to make yourself official. Go to the bank. What bank do I personally like? I love Chase. JP Morgan Chase. Okay. Wanna know why? JP Morgan Chase is one of the top, it is the top investors of the world. I wanna be where the money at. I wanna be where the money is. And JP Morgan Chase got it. Okay? One day I would love to go through what JP Morgan Chase is, how amazing they are, but I like their security. And besides that, when you reach a certain type of account, like like money in your account, right? When you're like six figures, even when you're six figures, like 120,000 or more, like you get really nice incentives. Okay, really nice incentives. The more money you make, the more money you're revolving in their account. They just do so much good stuff for you. Okay, when you go on vacation, you get all these points and rewards. That's just like top tier. Okay, so Chase, I like them. I like their reward system. I just like the way they bank. I just like them in general. That's just my personal preference. And then aside from my Navy Federal account, so I'm actually a daughter of a Navy SEAL. Okay, so I got a Navy Federal account. Navy Federal in business, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks compared to Chase. It sucks compared to Chase. All right. But credit unions, always really cool to go with, you know what I mean? Because credit unions is what it is. We are a union, so we're all sharing our money that we put in there. And that's the thing. So it's Navy Federal. Navy Federal account holders are most likely already in the service. So Navy Federal is a very well-known bank, just like USAA, but like it's money there. So, yeah. But personal bank account, I'm very satisfied with Navy Federal. I have no problem, like especially with me being international. But business, Chase. Okay? And Chase gives out grants. Yeah, gotta tell y'all about that one day. Chase gives out grants. TD Bank gives out grants too. I got a $25,000 TD Bank grant. And I still have my TD Bank account, business bank account, just because I want to, I had like a TD Ameritrade account. I got some stock accounts, you guys. And so TD Ameritrade got bought out by Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab. So now I have a Charles Schwab account. Yeah, I feel real bougie now. I like that. So but find the bank that you will most likely be in favor of and just take a look at what their incentives are and, rewards are and see how they would favor you as a small business. Like what types of funding opportunities can you get without even having developed business credit and, with you being a startup. You can physically walk into the bank and ask them what opportunities they have and they would tell you yes or no. And if they don't, walk out and go to the bank that does. Simple. You want to go where you're welcome and you don't want to waste your time. Okay? Cool. Now, that you know, all of the things you need to have prior to applying to these funding opportunities. Let's talk about what a grant is, and then we'll go into some other stuff, right? Grants, debt-free money that you can get from any entity, any organization or government, and also any sponsor. All right, so that means Walmart, Amazon, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Chanel, Gucci, Beyonce, the US government, right? The SBA, anybody can give out a grant. I myself give out a grant. All right, so you can give out grants. You can get a grant for any type of reason from anywhere, okay? Grants is just a fancy like word for a gift or a reward, okay? So if your neighbor who just so happened to become rich off the lotto decides that they want to grant you $100,000 to start your business idea because you guys kept talking about this new business tech idea you have over your last cookout, 4th of July, then that's the grant. And you can actually, that's taxable income. And, that will actually help your friend out who just won the lotto because they get to say that they gave out $100,000 in charitable funding, helping them out in that tax situation when people get lottos, right? So that's pretty much what a grant is. Now, you can use these 3 main websites. I want you to get ready to write this down. You can use these 3 main websites to find grant opportunities. Can you get a grant for any type of business industry? Yes. But I don't want you to box yourself and limit yourself only to searching for grants that are in the trucking industry or that are in the beauty industry or that are in real estate, that are like, you know what I mean? You guys have different reasons and different missions for what type of business or what you're developing. So focus on what your mission, vision, and value is, and then search for a grant based off of that. Let me say that again. Don't search for a grant only off of your business industry. Go for a grant that coincides, that complements your mission, vision, value. Now, you should know what your mission, vision, and value is for your particular service or product. If you don't, please book a one-on-one consultation with me because we need to get you there. Because ain't no way you about to leave January 2025 without knowing exactly thoroughly what's going on with your business, okay? Cool. Now, you can visit grants.gov, all right? Grants.gov is the government website for grants, all right? So grants.gov. So grants.gov actually do require you to have more of an established business. You will find a lot more government grants there. And you will find a lot more grants there for community-based projects, tech grants, medical grants. Those grants in grants.gov are mainly looking for impactful businesses that will be impactful to the community and the economy. It's the government, okay? Agriculture grants, grants for wildlife, grants for, marine biology, stuff like that, okay? Second website, grantwatch.com. And I'm going to show you guys this website, but grantwatch.com. It's one of my favorites. Grantwatch.com is a search engine that you can use to search for grants that serve in your favor. Grantwatch.com. Grantwatch.com. Okay? Now, GrantWatch, a search engine, it is a grant search engine. So when you put in the filters like your location and you click on all of the boxes in the filters, and I'll show you soon, so just stick with me. If you click on all of the filters that and the categories that's serving your mission, vision, values, favor of your company, then you will see that you'll have a lot of grant opportunities out here for you. Now, the important thing about this is taking the time out to go through all of those grants and to create your own spreadsheet, your own list of grants that you can consistently tackle as time goes on. Thirdly, the website you can use is Hello Skip. HelloSkip is a app you can download, and it's a business resource tool, an educating tool to help us learn more about different opportunities we have. But they also host like a carousel of, different grants that you can actually go through and apply to. You can also apply to these grants through that a third party app. And what I also like about HelloSkip is that they have embedded inside of their app AI to help you with answering these questions. Is it okay for you to use ChatGPT and artificial intelligence to help you with answering these questions? Hello, absolutely yes. It is a-okay for you to use AI to help you with polishing up those answers. But you want to make sure you are properly prompting that AI to sound as realistic as possible. You don't want it to be robotic. So if you're not really hip to how to prompt, artificial intelligence AI, then this is where the business plan will come into play, friend. All right, because then you will refer to your business plan to help you answer those questions, like what are your business goals, what's your business mission, things like that. All right, so if you got your business plan, you're properly prepared, you don't have nothing to worry about. Be confident. Okay. In the grant world, there's no 100% guarantee that you would actually get approved of a grant, even if the grant serves in your favor and you have submitted the application on time. Simply because, on average, one grant opportunity gets about 2,000 applications. So you have to allow the grantors to go through all of the applications and to choose the best candidates out of the at least 2,000. So it is definitely competitive. It's a full-on competition. There's 4 different ways you can actually win a grant. One is through an actual pitch competition. A pitch competition is when sometimes you're standing in front of a panel of judges or an audience or a simple Zoom call, and you are pitching, you're talking about your service or product, the problem you're solving, and how impactful you will be if you had this opportunity. Think of it like Shark Tank. You guys know like Shark Tank with Dame Dash. I think that's Dame Dash. Yeah. No, not Dame Dash. That's Damon John. Sorry. Damon John. I wish Dame Dash was on there. He's a really great business guy. But Damon John and Mark Cuban, right? Okay, so yeah, Shark Tank. That's a pitch competition. There are a lot of those types of grants out here. Don't be afraid. Honestly, if I was you, I would just step out on faith and I would just step out of, my comfort zone and I would just go for it without the intentions, without the emotions, without the dependency of trying to actually get the opportunity. And let me tell you why. In most cases, when you're just going for a pitch, you want to just give yourself the experience on how to professionally speak about your product or service. Your first couple of pitches are going to be rocky. All right, it's going to be rocky. It's not going to be perfect. But by the time you get to that 4th or 5th pitch, you're going to sound so professional, so precise, so thorough, so confident, so appealing that you're most likely going to feel like, okay, yes, I know I'm a part of this. This is an opportunity for me. I know that I can get it. And even if I don't, I know someone in this room is going to ask me about my service or product, which means I get the chance to gain an investor, a network connection, or a customer. See, going for those pitch competitions is more than just getting on the stage and being frightened. No, you got to showcase your service or product out there, right? If you want us to care about it, tell us why. And pitch competitions are the best ways for you to gain that experience, especially if you decide to go very big with your company and you want to gain investors. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, second way you can win a grant is through a general first come, first serve opportunity. We saw this with the COVID relief funds, we usually see this with like SBA, economic impact disaster loans and stuff like that. So a first come, first serve opportunity is also in the grant world. You would see a lot of those in your local area. So for example, small businesses located in Phoenix, Arizona, small Black businesses in Atlanta, Georgia, women-owned companies based out of, I don't know, like El Paso, Texas, right? So, like, it's in your local area. And where would you find these grants? You would actually go to like your local, small business development resource center. You definitely want to join like a Facebook group, like a small business Facebook group of your city. So you can, like, I'm from Miami, so I joined like Miami small business groups, Miami entrepreneur groups, because in those Facebook groups, they're usually sharing like free information, free events and stuff like that that we all can go to. And at these events, they're usually doing like raffles and just giving out money, or they would pretty much tell you who they're looking for, what they're looking for the opportunity, right? That grant opportunity. So that's a way you can search for some local opportunities besides using like the grant tools I gave you, like Grant Watch and grants.gov and stuff like that. Um, And so, yeah, first come, first serve is pretty much you submit the application. And as long as you submit the application and you live in that area or you meet the requirements, you pretty much get that opportunity. Okay, so that's the second way. Are there a lot of them out there? There are some out there, actually. You just need to search in your local area. That's where you would most likely find those. Okay. All right, so number 3. The third way you could win a grant is through like a full judgment, right? So a judgment is when you want to be polished, professional, and thorough on your answers when you are answering the questions in the grant application. So you might get questions like, what is your customer retention strategy, right? So how do you plan to, retain customers and all that good stuff? Who is your competition and what differentiates you from your competition? You know what I mean? And then another thing would be like how would you use this funding opportunity, right? If you were rewarded, how would this funding opportunity, or how would this $10,000 grant help you persevere through your phases of adversity? Okay. So you want to be very thorough. That's where your business plan comes into play. You can use things, pieces from your business plan, like from your risk analysis, from your competitive analysis, from your, mission statement, things like that. All right, to help you answer those types of questions. Okay. And then the fourth way you can actually win a grant is through just a random raffle. All right, random raffle or drawing. There's a ton of those out here. Like Amazon gives them out. Like HoneyBook, I talked about HoneyBook earlier. HoneyBook has one right now that's a random raffle for $5,000. Um, and there's so many out there, right? DoorDash. So those are like usually like general. They're giving out like $5,000, $10,000. Usually they don't go no more than like 20,000, 25,000, and it's just like a random raffle. Okay. How would you know if your grant is either a pitch competition, a judgment type of grant, a first come first serve opportunity, or a random raffle? Well, you would know this by simply clicking on the FAQs of that particular grant opportunity when you go to the website, and also diving a little bit deeper, like going into the terms and conditions. Yeah, the terms and conditions will give you the full, thorough judging criteria of that particular grant opportunity, allowing you to have one up on how you can answer these questions, and also if you want to actually take your time out to apply to it. Okay? Cool. So, you know what you need to have before you apply for these opportunities. I gave you 3 really good websites you can go to, and I also talked about the 4 different ways you can win a grant, right? I want to touch on like the difference between a grant and an accelerator program. Yeah. So grants, right? They will give you the money. That's what it is. Grantors are like, hey, we want to give you the money for your idea, for you being in this industry, for you like, for whatever your mission is, right? So a grant will give you the money and they will not bug you. Mm-mm. They won't bug you. Now, it's always good to spin the block on them, right? Once you have spent the money and say, hey, I just want to let you know this is what I spent the money on, simply because that allows you to develop like trusting relationship with that grantor. Therefore, when that grantor decides to give out a grant again, they won't forget about you. They'll be like, okay, this is an upstanding entrepreneur. They clearly use the money specifically for what they say they're going to use it for. So we can trust them again with a grant opportunity because, they clearly are, investing into their company and into their mission here. So, but then you have an accelerator program. An accelerator program is my favorite. Accelerator, especially investment accelerator programs. Investment accelerator programs give you money, like let's say on average like 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, a million, right? And then they also give you tailored support. Now, which one is harder to get approved to? There's no one, it's 50-50 in all opportunities, right? Because it's all competitive. It's all competitive. But when investment accelerators, right? They give you like money, let's say like $100,000, and then they give you tailored support. Tailored support will be mentorship. So it'll be like 6-week, 8-week, 12-week, up to like 26, 36-week training, right? So like they give you mentorship. They give you network, right? Not just like, any old network. No, like real multi-millionaire, billionaire network connections. And then also they will give you like millions of dollars in deals and perks through like Amazon, IBM Cloud, Microsoft, sometimes Google, right? Which are basically these actual like basic business tools that you need to be using on a daily basis. And instead of you paying out of your pocket up front to sign up for these subscriptions, all right, you can have your accelerator program give you the deals, right? Give you the credits for these programs. And while you, for the life of you being a part of that accelerator program, right, you'll be able to use, that credit and stuff for like your Microsoft Office and IBM Cloud and your accounting and all that good stuff, right? So usually with accelerator programs, right, they're usually choosing around like 4 to 5 businesses on like per cohort. And every cohort is usually quarterly, right? So every quarter goes seasons, all right? So right now, ending the winter, when we're going into the spring, it's kind of like when they're going to start, okay? So you got grants and you have accelerator programs, all right? Now, both of them require you to have the business plan. Both of them require you to have the business pitch deck. Both of them require you to have a LLC, EIN, and all of those things. Because having your business properly formatted and having your business foundations or your business fully set up shows commitment and professionalism. They want to see that you've already committed to the idea before you come asking for money. And also, you don't want to look too dependent on the opportunity, right? You want to come in it with the spirit of, it's going to get done whether you give me the money or not, sis. You know what I mean? Like you gotta feel like that. Like you have to come in it feeling like, okay, even though I could use this money, I could use this grant opportunity. In all reality, the business gonna get done. The product gonna get sold. The service gonna be fulfilled. The mission is going to be done, regardless of the opportunity. Okay? Cool. All right. So I want to show you guys grantwatch.com. And also at this time, I want to open up the floor for any questions that you might have. We went over and covered a lot, I believe. We went over exactly what you need to have prior to applying to opportunities. I told you like our favorite banks and all kind of stuff you need to do. Gave you some grant search engines and websites. Give you some tips, all right, before you go for those opportunities. And also, I introduced you to, investment accelerators and what's the difference between accelerator programs and grant programs and stuff. So, any questions do you guys have? Drop them right now. Thank you so much. Do you have suggestions on who I can use to make a company logo. Oh, you can use an AI tool called Luca. Cost you $20. Give you the full brand kit and a mock-up. Luca, Looka.com. Luca. I like Luca. Luca will generate thousands, 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 thousands. All right. So use Looka.com. Looka.com. For those of you who need a logo, use that. Okay. Cool. Cool. What do I think about Grant Station? Never used them. I never used them. So. I never used them. I never used Grant Station. I mean, I can Google them and see. Let's see. What are they doing? How can I remove one partner from my LLC? You have to do what's called an amendment. All right, so you must amend your LLC. That's AMEND, your LLC. You would go to your Secretary of State and you would simply fill out this form. Every Secretary of State will have an amendment form, or you can submit it online. It depends on your state. If you're in the state of Florida, the process for that is visiting somebiz.org and then just simply clicking on filing, like, like it'll say like business filings. And most Secretary of State websites, they say that it says business filings. So it wouldn't be start a business. Start a business obviously is starting a business, but business filings, you want to look up under that tab and you would see LLC amendment, right? You want to print out that form, fill it out and mail it in with a money order because most likely it's like usually $30. But some states it's free to do. All right, you can do it online. Okay. So that's how you can do that. And so yeah, amend your LLC. Amend your LLC. It's a form you fill out, and you would actually put on there the name of the person that you want to remove. Yeah, that's what you would do. Okay. You can also use this form for if you want to update or change your business address or your business like name too. All right. So you can use this same form to change anything about your LLC. You're welcome. Hi, Shelby. I have all of these talents and ideas, but just don't know where to start or where to start a good pitch in my variety of options. How do I focus on what will be lucrative? Well, the best thing for you to do is to do market research. Market research is simply doing you can just start with a simple Google. But you need to organize yourself first and give yourself grace, but you need to think about what do you want to mainly put your time in and what are you most interested in. So if you have a whole bunch of different ideas, just sit down and choose one and make sure one works so that way it can generate revenue to invest in all the other ideas. Yes, you can do them all, but you have to work in steps. So I would say pick your favorite one out of all of your ideas. If you have 10 ideas, pick your favorite one and say, okay, out of the 10 I came up with, I actually would most likely do this. All right. If I didn't do anything, right? If I had to do something for free, I would actually do this one, right? Because this is something I would be more passionate about. I like this. So once you choose that one, then I would do a Google search on just kind of searching around on who also is in this industry. You know what I mean? And what does this industry look like? What's the most money I can make in this industry? So if it's the beauty industry, we all know here on this live stream that the beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So second guessing on whether or not you can make money in that industry is not even a thing that you should be second guessing. You should just be focused on what's the execution strategy to get you to those billions. See? If it's in tech, well, we're living in a digital age. We're living in such a digital age now. We got Tesla robots, we got drones, we got all kinds of stuff going on. Whereas clearly tech is a $1 trillion industry simply from looking at how Elon Musk is consistently investing in and Nvidia and Microsoft and all of these other big companies are investing into tech right now. So if you have a tech idea, and if you want to know which industry is the most highest earning industry and has the most opportunities, definitely tech. So there's like literally tech grants out here that start at $1 million. Start. Yeah. You think I didn't put in for them? Yes. I have about 150 in my mind of different tech ideas. And let me tell you, I understand where you're at, sis, because I got a whole bunch of tech. I'm a tech girly. Okay. I like apps, softwares. I'm in Nigeria right now off of a government grant developing a hospital software. All right. So I'm really into tech. All right. I'm in this to win this. Okay. I've worked for banks. I've worked in a hospital. I've worked in so many different main places that I know how to solve a problem with just a simple tech idea. So I've been able to think about so many different tech things that I'm like, okay, I'm about to go for all opportunities as long as each idea I have has an actual execution plan, a business plan. So yeah, choose your favorite one and then just do a little research. See what you want to get into and then take it from there. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me. I can walk you through that a little bit deeper. My consultations is $100 and you can visit superchargemybusiness.com and book a call with me. I have my business for almost a year now, but not really functioning, lack of money. Can I still apply for a loan or a grant, please? Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if you have a really good reason, right? So say, for example, if the grantor asks you, why should we give you this money? Well, you should answer it in the sense of, we have been operating for about a year. And due to increasing demands and unfortunate low levels of production at this time, we can only produce so much. So with your grant opportunity, we will have more than enough money to be able to increase our cash flow and also to reinvest in our company so we can meet the demands of our customer base or whatever the case may be. We are in the scaling phases, so having this opportunity will help us scale, right? So that's kind of how you want to answer that question in a way. And you also want to show proof. You want to show proof that you've generated revenue and that you have kind of like a loss in income because of why, right? And you want to identify that adversity because there are some grant applications that will ask you, what is your current business adversity that you're persevering through? How are you showing grit and determination through that? So you, instead of saying, oh, we don't have any money, that's unprofessional. You don't want to say that. You also don't want to look like you don't want to look like you don't know how to do business either. Because see, you're in business now. So if you suck at selling, you suck. So you got to get better. So just being fully transparent. You just got to be better, right? One way you get better is get better at answering these questions and being very thorough and really targeting the problem that you have. Our problem is that we just simply lack accountability in the way that we spend money in our business. We can be completely honest. And with this grant opportunity, you offer mentorship. Therefore, the mentorship will give us clear understanding and definitions on how we should, operate our business as far as in, cash flow. All right. So, yeah. In most cases, small business owners, when you guys are receiving revenue, you guys spend that money on your lifestyle. I mean, you invest a piece of it. It's like 50-50, like 50% going into your bank account and then personal account, and then 50 is going into reinvesting in your company, or some of y'all not even reinvesting. You just simply letting it flow, like Tony Braxton, okay? So 50-20-30 rule. If you didn't know this, 50-20-30 rule. All right, you do a 50-20-30 rule. That's like, that's like a basic rule you can follow. So however you want to do this, you can do it. But for me, it's 50% goes into my business and reinvesting. The reason why is simply because I have payroll, right? So that goes to payroll. 20% goes into like my savings and stuff. And then like 30% is usually like something for like a business expense. So it would be like, my marketing some, certain things, maybe a new networking event, something that I'm like putting aside, right? So you will have that, but that 20% really holds weight because it allows you to have like a business safety net and a business savings. And it looks so appealing when you're going for a funding opportunity and you can say, hey, we actually put 20% of our income inside of a savings so that way we are properly prepared for any adversity that might come our way. So when they're asking you, how are you persevering through it? Well, we're actually putting money aside, but we still need your help, right? We still need your help because we see that you're giving out the money for the same cause that we're working on. And with your opportunity, it'll help us scale. See, we're putting in 20%, but with your opportunity, maybe we can switch that whole pie chart around and put in a little bit more. So it's all how you want to do it. Yeah. I think I spent everything in bills. Yep, that's not good. You got to you have to be very self-disciplined in that for sure. Your relationship with money is a thing that you must make sure that you do good by, or you try your best at, you know, doing doing good with your money habits and spending habits. You got to be very stern. Um, Set your boundaries clear. Like I said, the 50-20-30 rule. And you got to stick with it. You know what I mean? I know it's hard because bills are coming, but you're a startup, right? And you have to give your business the ability to grow. And when you're taking from your business, right? Because technically you're taking from your business. So when you're taking from your business, you're not allowing yourself to scale, and then that's when you see yourself in that same cycle. It's like, ugh, I'm consistently in a cycle. Yeah, it's because every time you get, an invoice paid, right? Every time somebody pays you or purchases your product or service, you're literally spending it on light bill, or you're literally spending it on this bill, or you're literally spending it so you can go on groceries or whatever. And that's just not fair to your business. Okay. So, and I'm speaking from experience, you know? Yeah. All right, so you guys have any last questions? I'm going to show you Grant Watch and stuff. Do you have a link up community? Absolutely not. YouTube is my community. You guys are my YouTube squad. That's it. Also, I want to make this very clear because I do have a grant writing service, but it's subscription based, and I only gain serious clients. I am ending my grant writing subscription on January 31st. So if you don't sign up for my grant writing subscription, that's okay. That's when me and my team, we are actually consistently applying to grants for you as long as you're subscribed. If you don't by January 31st, that's a-okay. I'm still going to show up on YouTube, still going to be here, and you can always still book a one-on-one consultation with me. But things are going to get a little bit different. Like the consultations are going to go up too. So right now, my consultations are $100, but starting February 1st, they're going to go up to $250. Okay? And then it's going to be tiers to it. And the reason why I'm doing that is simply so that way we can have one-on-one time, and you can come to me with a grant opportunity that you're interested in, and I can walk you through the application on a recorded Zoom. So instead of you applying to these opportunities yourself and not feeling confident in your answers, you get me, a 71% successful grant writer, actually on a Zoom call with you, walking you through the application, and you are applying to it, and I'm helping you apply to it as well. Okay? Cool. Now my subscriptions start at $150 and it go up to $599. My most high demanding tier is like tier 1, tier 2, 3. Is tier 3. All right. So tier 1, you pay $150. I will apply to 5 grants for you. 5 grants for you every month. Tier 2 is $399. I apply to 15 grants for you every month. And then tier 3 is $599. Sorry. Tier 2 is $399. Tier 3 is $599, sorry, and that's when I'm applying to 30 grants a month for you, and that's 1 grant a day pretty much. And just to give you a general ratio, if you apply to 30 grants in 1 month, you should get approved to at least 2, 30 qualifying grants, okay? And grants do not have a quick turnaround time. So if you get approved to a grant here in January or in February, well, expect to have the deposit inside of your business bank account or to start that program in the late spring. So let's say late March or April, May, right? So being honest with you, okay? If you want to know more about my subscription and all that good stuff. Let me go ahead and put my phone number down here and also my website, right? Maybe I should put my links and stuff here. I have links that you guys use so you don't have to leave the actual live stream itself. Let me see. Let me see if I can find. So yeah, we got this one, this one, this one. Save, and then let me see. 1 second. My store. We got these ones. And consultation. 1 second, you guys. Okay, there we go. Okay. Wait, how do I go back? Wait. What do we do? Wait, did I get disconnected? Okay, wait. We're here. I don't know. I'm here. Okay, we're still here. Okay, well, I can't see myself here, which really sucks. But I can see myself here on my studio. All right, so I don't know. This is I hit continue, but it's not. I don't know. We see you. Okay, I don't know. All right. Let me go ahead. I'm going to put my number in here. Text. Grants to all right, so that's my number, you guys. You can text me or you can just simply use the if you want to like actually book a consultation right now. Let me see. Here we go. I'm going to put the link here for you so you can just go ahead and use it. Okay. All right, there we go. So I just pinned. There we go. I pinned the product. So you might see somewhere in here like one of those small like shopping bags, I guess. So you'll see it and you can click on that. You can tap on that if you're on your phone and it will directly take you to you know, signing up for my consultation call. So that way we can just have like more one-on-one time. Okay. Definitely need a number. Okay, perfect. All right. And since people are saying don't sign up with the BOI now, I mean, it's all opinionated, but personally, I still did it. Okay. Also, does it make sense to get a DUNS number? So yeah, especially if you're developing business credit, yeah, a DUNS number. It depends on how far you want to go with your business. I'm a global grant writer, right? I'm a global business development coach. I'm a global girly, right? So a DUNS number serves in my favor because if I decide that I want to do business with, you know, someone here in Nigeria, or someone in, Indonesia or in Latin America, they can simply use my DUNS number to search up my Dun& and Bradstreet profile, and they can take a look at my risk factors and my business reputation. And so what happens is that it actually helps me with a lot of different opportunities. When I was living in Panama before I came here and moved here to Nigeria, well, in most cases, especially being so close to the U.S., in most major, let's say like countries, they would have like a chamber of commerce, right? A U.S. chamber of commerce. So the chamber of commerce is, a place where you can network with other top, really good business owners, and it's really great for network, and it helps establish business professionalism, especially if you decide that you want to go for government opportunities. So a DUNS number, right, is needed for that type of room. So if you want to go global, right, you don't want to stay just national, you want to take yourself international, definitely get a DUNS number, especially if you're trying to develop business credit. It helps you out. Okay, so yeah. Do you allow us to share your IG when you are marketing your brand or business? Do I allow? No, I don't. I'm not on Instagram. So Mark Zuckerberg pulled out from Diverse Equity Inclusion, all his programs. So I'm boycotting Meta at the moment. So that's just that. The only thing that I'm possibly using is like the Facebook groups, but that's just my personal preference. So no, you can't have an Instagram page for me. And I know it's so easy to share an Instagram page, but Instagram is extremely unprofessional to me. I don't care what type of service or product you have. Instagram is not in the favor of the small business owner. The algorithm sucks. It will not push out your content unless you are paying for it on a monthly subscription through Meta Business Suite. And it just costs a lot for nothing, and it can be very demotivating and discouraging because in most cases, the types of users that is on that platform are simply spectators. So in most cases, they're not really shopping like TikTok shop, right? TikTok shop is popping, but kind of sucks that TikTok is going to be banned soon. So I would say, you know, no, I personally don't have Instagram, but hey, that's your preference. Um, Why did I think you were in Chicago? You are a long away. Oh, yeah, I'm very global. No, I don't live in the United States. I live abroad. I have moved out of the United States almost, well, yeah, over 3 years ago. And that was like the best decision I could have ever made. I've been traveling the world and I have connected myself with some really amazing people, different governments, right? Different political leaders, all kinds of really cool stuff. So, yeah, and I'm still me, the girl from Miami. But my business is based in Miami, Florida. That was a good question worth knowing. I don't want you to see me. Oh, no, I won't see you. It's best that you actually share like my YouTube because it allows like your friends and family to like catch me on YouTube live and then they can ask me any question. You know what I mean? You want your peoples to get the same feel that you got. So sharing my YouTube would actually help, and I really do appreciate it. That is amazing, so awesome, very inspirational. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. All right, so any last questions before I let you all go? This has been like absolutely amazing. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe, please, and turn on push notifications so that way you won't miss any time I go on live. I go on live Monday through Saturday, all right, usually at like 8 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 2 p.m. my time. But right now it is 1:50 a.m. here in Nigeria, so it's actually well over past midnight. So I'm already in Saturday. Yes. Do you go live on TikTok? No. When they started the TikTok ban, unfortunately, they like shut down my TikTok, and I had to create another one. And I just, now that I created another one, I'm just honestly just not really using it because they're once again doing the whole banning thing. So it's just too much back and forth with that whole TikTok ban, and I don't want to get too comfortable with that profile, with that particular social media account. I've been a YouTuber for 6 years. I've had multiple channels, and I've been able to help other creators reach at least $10,000 USD monthly by being monetized through YouTube. So, also, teach people how to sell products and services through YouTube and stuff. But that's a total different invoice. Okay, that costs thousands. Cool. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys go for your evening, and I'm actually gonna catch some shut eye, because like I said, it's like 10 minutes till 2 a.m. here. But enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I pray that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And catch me on today's Saturday, so catch me on today, but like Saturday, catch me tomorrow for you, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll, have our kumbaya again, okay? Thank you so much. You're amazing. You guys are amazing too. Thank you. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all soon.